Hello people, I didn't think I'd be doing another video this year, but met with a young fella from 15 minutes away, and we were talking about cars. I was one of his tube clips of his one of his projects. We got to yakking on YouTube, and he actually thought I wanted to buy his old Kiwi. But got him interested in this, and so this video is for Joe, and I just said I'd show him around it, the old VB. It's been sitting here, well, I'll just give you a look, Joe. It's been sitting here since 2003, so you know, that's nearly 8 years. It will be shortly. But this is what she is, Joe. It's believe it or not, these dragways clean up quite good. As you can see, it's a drum brake rear. All the places where the rust goes comes through on these old tractors. It's all good. We've got a little bit of surface coming through there. Got good straight panels, a good project car for a young fella, and a little bit later I'll go and get a battery out of my Chevy and we'll start this bugger up, and I'll let you have a listen to that. But it's got a few spare parts. Not many, but it's got a few. Door trims are really worth nothing. The previous owner to me put speakers in the doors, but armrests, they always come apart. The armrests are good. Really inside, carpet's pretty fair, I suppose. Seats are worn, that's what you expect. And there's like you expect a car with 300 odd thousand K's on it. It should be pretty worn out. Factory 4-speed. Anyone that knows, it's an M20. Anyone that knows these gear sticks knows that they rattle when they wear out. But look, it's hardly any wear in that. It's like, awesome. So that's a good thing. It has also got factory air. I'm going to check that in a moment to see if that's probably still work. Last time I started this car up, it worked. I can't remember, it was a fair while back. I did a video with my old camera and it was probably pretty blurry. But yeah, she's got the factory air. There's all the controls down there for it, as you can see. And it's a 6-cylinder, as you know already, Joe. And what else we got here? The seat belts. I mean, right, the seat belts are ordinary in it, but as you can see, but there's other I've got seat belts in there. There's one of them there, and there's another one somewhere. The old louver that came off the back of it. You can put that in the garbage, bud. And some strips and things like that go on them. These kick scuff plates and stuff. There's another set of those, and various bits and pieces. But all in all, like, this is a pretty good old car. Even you try and get an ashtray for an old Commodore, and they're just not available. You can't find them. And yeah, it's been sitting outside. It's been sitting outside for as I say, about 7 years or so. And rust wise, I mean, it needs, things like that. That's just what you're going to get when they're sitting outside. There are not new but better rubbers for the front doors. Yeah, so I'll just pop that up. Look what we got over the front of the. Wasn't sure what I was going to find when I opened that up. It's been quite some time. But as you can see, it's got no battery in it. You'll have to get a battery for it, Joey. And it does need brakes. I have a master cylinder kit that I'll give you with it too, mate. I do know it needs rear wheel cylinders, rear brakes, shoes, a handbrake cable which snapped, but that's a 192, and there's grass growing up through it. Look at that. She's been here for a bit. Lots of spider webs. But, all the aircon's all hooked up. Chrome will probably come up alright. Electronic dizzy, as you can probably see there, Joe, if you know what they look like, mate. That's electronic dizzy. Even the oil, I mean, you can see that oil. It's not. I'll put a bit on my finger. Hang on. You can still see through that oil, man. Look at that. So that's that shows that I didn't sort of bash it around. I think I've probably put about 50,000 Ks or 40,000 miles, whatever you want to call it, on this one. Came out of my HR, but because I wanted to hook up all the rest of the, the air and all that stuff, so I just put a standard manifolds on it and single carburetor. But it did run a 4-barrel carby, a little 450 CFM Holly, and yeah, but everything's there. I've got spare bottles. These things corrode and shatter and stuff, so I've got spare bottles in there somewhere. Headlights, the indicator lenses, they're probably doing pretty good in this end of it because they don't get too much sun. The back one's a little different story, but bumper's pretty straight. Brakes and ball joints and front end components, they're all pretty good. I think, if I remember, it does need a bit of a nip up in the wheel bearings in the front. That shouldn't be a problem for you, Joe. Let's have a look. I think the only real bit of rust I was talking to you about is those little bits of scuff and stuff there. But this back corner here, it hasn't even gone through. It's, I mean, personally, I'd dress that up and just to make sure of things. And the paint itself, well, it's just eroded more than anything else. Okay, so all right, so it's gone a bit in this corner here, but that's not a big deal. Another radiator there. There's another bottle. The old distributor. Some just bits and pieces. Personally, I'd be putting Welsh plugs in it and flushing out the radiator and probably a water pump. And if you're going to use this engine, the gearbox, as I said before, is awesome. Works fine. Diff doesn't make any noises. Rear bar is in pretty good nick. Rear lenses, I think that's mostly just muck, but you could clean that up. It's probably going to need an exhaust. That's probably going to be rusted out by now. But well, I had a park somewhere and somebody buggered the. The switch still works, as you can see, but somebody's broken the. Why they'd want to do that, I don't know. I kept it in a bloke's property for a bit because I had nowhere really to put it. But there's a little bit of damage. This was done when I got the car, but that's not a big deal. Like, it's not like it's caved in or anything like that. It's just a little bit of minor damage, and you could do whatever you like. You could put another door on it or whatever, and that's just you could just dress that up and probably fill it a bit, I suppose. I wouldn't use the tyres. they'd be perished and buggered. Yeah. So I think I've just about covered it all as far as that's concerned. But I'll get a battery out of my Chevy and pour a bit of fuel down the carby and see if she makes a bit of a noise for you. Okay, so I've got my battery in there out of the Chevy. Alright, this is stage 3 head. This is double valve spring. Opened up 9 foot. You can't really. No, I can't see you showing there, but you would see once you got it home, and if you wanted to pull it apart, you'd see that. Once you got the manifold off it, you'd see that it's what I told you. This is all for free, people. And yeah, I'll put a bit down the throat. See what happens. Oh, wipers work. Get off. Blinkers work too. Okay. It's got an intermittent wiper somewhere. There it is up there. I think I should turn it off. Yeah. Let's pull a bit of choke out on him, I think. I was even saying to Joe, I think this might have even still had a bit of super fuel in it, but cleaning out the back, Joe. Actually, the exhaust sounds pretty good. Minutes away from death you were, old girl. You found you someone that will love you. Just too good to chuck away into a scrapyard. It's got flat tyres and stuff, but we'll let's reverse. Still move backwards. There you go, Joe. All yours, bud, if you want it. And Joe said that he's going to keep us up and informed on how he's going with the old girl with some YouTube clips. But there you go. Listen to this. Oh. Oh, bugger. Not bad for sitting around for a while. That that does work. It's hooked up. Everything works. Unbelievably, that clock works. Now let's check that aircon. Let's see. Oh, it clicked in. Hang on. Yeah, it clicked in. I think the fan switches are, the fan controller's a bit ordinary, and I think the heater fan motor might need some work. I'm probably full of leaves and stuff, but all that stuff did work. If I had a blower, I'm sure that would be chilled. That's amazing. The aircon still works. Yeah. Crazy. No tappet noises because this all had new cam, and I think that's out of petrol now. It's had new cam, lifters, timing gear, and as I say, it's got a stage 3 head. But there she is, bud. And all I can do is just move a bit of stuff so I can get it out through the garage and out in the front, which might be a week or something like that before I've got a council clean-up coming along. So that's why I couldn't get it out to you today. He was keen as mustard. So there you go, buddy. And yeah, I'd really like to see you do something with it, mate. That'd be awesome. So you get back to me, Joe, when you've had a look. Tell me that you want it. If you don't want it, well, it's all good and good. But if you do, she's all yours, bud. And everyone else that's looking out there, what do you reckon? Joey should take it on? I reckon Joe should take it on. And we'll keep an eye on how he goes with it, eh? Alright, people. That's about all I got to show you. And good project car for Joe. I'll be checking you later, people. Thanks for watching. And wow, it's New Year's Eve now. It's going to be a stinker today. Stinking hot. It's going to be hotter tomorrow, they reckon. The first of the year. 40 degrees out here. And real humid too. So anyway, all of you have a good one. And I'll see you on the other side of the calendar. Cheers.